Hi everybody, this is Saad for the Saad Truth. Suppose that I were to tell you that there's a gentleman that I know who doesn't eat pork because there's a specific religious edict within his holy book that forbids him from doing so. And then I told you that he kept Sabbath because there's another religious edict in his holy book that tells him to keep the Sabbath. And there are another 100 different rituals that he engages in, each of which he provides you a religious justification from his holy book that serves as the driving force for why he engages in the particular ritual in question. And let us then suppose that I asked you after the fact, what do you think is the reason why this gentleman engages in these rituals? Do you think it's because of the increasing mortgage rates? Do you think it's due to the rebounding housing market? Do you think it's due to global warming? Maybe it's due to the evil patriarchy? Or perhaps it's due to exactly what he told us, which is that his religious ideology and his religious faith drive each of those specific actions. He told us, and we believe him. Let us now move to the recent very tragic uh, incident that happened in Chapel Hill, where three young innocent people who were apparently full of promise were gunned down callously by a neighbor over what apparently is a parking dispute. Now, the killer in question, or the alleged killer in question, is apparently an atheist based on some information that people have been able to glean from his Facebook page. And that information is sufficient for all sorts of folks on, certainly on Twitter, to go around now to argue that this shows you how nefarious atheism is. We have to put a lid on those new atheists, Dawkins, Harris, and Dennett. We better stop you, because otherwise heads are going to roll. And so, in all seriousness, people are absolutely trying to argue that atheism is the root cause of this particular alleged killer's behaviors. So now let's contrast the evidence for that particular link, the link between his atheist views and his subsequent actions, to that of ISIS. We're constantly told, no, ISIS has absolutely nothing to do with any religious faith. It's contrary to the religious faith in question. Well, the caliph of ISIS has a PhD in Islamic studies from Baghdad University. Surely he seems to know something about his faith. We know that many of the actions that they take, they will then use specific religious justifications taken from their holy books to precisely justify why they're doing actions A, B, and C. Well, surely that has nothing to do with any religious ideology. And then, of course, apparently the estimates are now that there are fighters from 90 plus countries, all of whom happen to coincidentally share the exact same faith, that have gone to fight for ISIS. But none of this information, none of that data, is apparently any proof that there might be a link between ISIS and any religious motive. So the atheist guy definitively demonstrates a link between atheism and how diabolically violent it can be. But ISIS, well, we're still waiting to crack the mystery as to what's driving them to engage in the barbaric behaviors that they're engaging in. What these few examples demonstrate is that political correctness, plus, if I wish to be charitable, very, very weak thinking, results in the demise of the West. Have a good weekend, everybody.